It's come in part from a lot of my training, but then me taking my training a step farther and becoming what I call that mad scientist that wants to know what happens when you mix all of the different colors, not together at the same time. But one day you're mixing yellow and green, and the next day you're mixing this, that. So I've spent X amount of years literally playing with colors and with textures internally, and with music and how music inspires me, or seeing something out in the street in the subway, uh, or seeing a scenery in the park or out in the wilderness, and how that affects me, how it influences, etc., etc. So because I've taken the time to investigate, and I've done it by way of movement as opposed to by way of intellect,
Right.
I've made discoveries, and I like the discoveries that I've made. They've made sense to me, and again, I've found uh, that I've spent a certain amount of time nurturing that which I have found, which is that bright place in myself that I think we all have to work from, because I feel like that's that honest place. I feel that dance is a very spiritual journey. Um, when nurtured consistently and properly, we inevitably get to journey inward enough so you start to feel the sensations that I'm working on, that I'm sharing in classes, focusing on the chakras and the energy in the chakras, the use of the energy from Mother Earth uh, into my physical body and downward, the use of the breath from my solar plexus, which is the lower abdominal, first, second chakra, into my lower back, and what that sensation does to me. It has strengthened me, so I feel I am rejuvenated again as I get older. So the breath has enhanced everything that I do, because again, I've investigated it, and it is sexy intentionally because it has actually taught me to breathe properly, to create space in my physical body. So I'm kind of living to tell a tale that even though I'm getting older, if you take care of it, when you take care of it, it will stay. All that energy, that internal energy, stays awake, and it continues to support you. Um, the breath in the lower back, I feel, is super important. There's, from a certain point in the body, there's energy that is pressing into the ground, which is the lower ab, and or we could go as low as the perineum. Breathing into the perineum, pressing down with your legs, your feet, and lengthening from that same place. Breath first in the lower back, and feeling that breath coming up your spine. Now that I've done that enough, I don't have to work hard at it. So I'm passing it on as best I can, because I personally understand that it works. And at some point, it becomes effortless because it continues to support your movements. The use of the back is a very strong connection to my feline, my feminine power. Uh, Again, I feel it's honest, as when I use my arms, rather than thinking to isolate the arm movement, is stemming from my core, my back, to the arms, etc., etc. So for me, I'm kind of addicted to the honest movement versus just moving for the sake of moving, or intellectualizing the movement. So it's a very organic process.